Hello, everyone, and welcome to Computex Learning Beyond Borders podcast with me, Aishwarya Ravishankar. If you have not seen this podcast or if you're new to this podcast, I'll tell you what this podcast is all about. So, basically, here at Computech College, which is one of the leading career colleges in Ontario, we do podcasts every week. When I say every week, our guests are so special. Every week we have like different students from different programs that we have here at Computex sharing their journey, their stories, their challenges as newcomers, and also their experience studying here at Computex. And also, these days we started doing podcasts with our employment partners. We bring in special guests for you each and every week. And this time we have yet another special guest from our very own Computech College. He is none other than Tamirat, and he is one of our accounting, payroll, and tax program instructor. So let me welcome Tamirat to this podcast. Welcome, Tamirat. Pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you, Ash, for having me. Thanks so much.
Thank you for your time because I just gave you very short notice, but you accepted, and then I'm so happy to be chatting with you and discussing about your journey, your experience, your immigrant story, and also things more in deeper in detail about accounting, payroll, and tax program. Are you ready? Are you excited?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. So, first of all, tell me, how was your day?
My day was good. I was
Okay.
busy in the morning time, but I'm
Mhm.
free now.
Right. I know you were busy with classes, but this time now, when we are recording, it's afternoon. So hopefully your classes are over and then you're back straight from the class. Happy that I got, a couple of minutes of your time to be here today. And tell me, Tamirat, are you an immigrant from a different country? Because I'm an immigrant from India. You tell me about your story, Tamirat.
Yes, Asha, I'm an immigrant from Ethiopia.
Mhm.
I came to Canada in 2017. Almost, it's 5 years and a half in Canada. Yes.
Oh, nice, Ethiopia. So we have like some of our staffs and students are from Eritrea, Ethiopia, and then they speak Tigrinya, right? That's the language, Tigrinya,
Ye-
and they speak Amharic. Some
Yes.
speak Amharic and they speak Arabic too. And yeah, I know a
Yes.
little bit of, I know how to say Salamat.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Yes. That's a
I,
greeting in Amharic.
yes.
Yes, that's our local language is Amharic. It's an
Mhm.
official language in Ethiopia. And
Okay.
then I'm speaking Amharic, Oromifa, and an English, but I'm not speaking Tigrinya.
Oh, okay, okay. Good to know that. I know there is a lot of languages, but good that you mentioned about the languages that you speak. So, when did you come to Canada? You mentioned you came to Canada 2017, right? So, were you also a teacher? Because we know that you have been teaching accounting, payroll, and tax here in Computer. So, what about back home? Were you also a teacher back home?
Actually, I was not a teacher back home. I was an accountant. I was working for charity organization for the last 14 years in different position, but I was not teaching accounting.
Okay.
This is my first experience in a computer college.
Oh, that's interesting. To glad that Computech is having a new teacher, but I'm sure you have a lot of experience, as you said, like with accounting. So it's really amazing that people with so much experience they turn into instructor. They have a lot to share with their experience, right? So
Yeah.
how do you feel as an instructor here at Computech? What's your feeling? Because you said teaching is something new to you. How do you
Mm.
feel about sharing your knowledge with students?
Yes, actually, it's a good chance to get this experience at computer college, and then it's also a good experience to share your knowledge. So sharing knowledge is just very important. It will give you a lot of satisfaction, and then when you saw some student get additional knowledge, that will give you a big satisfaction. Then, and I like to be or I like to be an instructor, so it's good for me now.
Okay, okay, interesting. My mom is also a teacher, so she's been teaching for like more than 26, 27 years now. So I understand, the satisfaction that you get when you teach something to students, and then when you see your students growing and getting good positions in the industry. So that satisfaction, I've seen it from my mother.
Yes, that's good. That's right.
Yes. So now that we have covered about your journey as an instructor and things like that, so now let's talk about accounting, payroll, and tax program here at Computech. So if a student who wants to join accounting, payroll, and tax, or accounting payroll program, which is the APA, accounting
Mm.
payroll administration program, so what do you think are the basic requirements or the basic set of knowledge that they should have before joining the program?
Actually, student doesn't need a special qualification to join this program.
Mhm.
To be to graduate from high school, it's enough to be part of this program. So computer college will provide both the theory part and then the practical part. So that will help student to grasp this accounting information or accounting knowledge. So they don't need to have any additional or any accounting background.
Mhm. So anybody who is new to accounting can also join the program, right?
Yes, but if they have accounting background, that's an asset for them.
Mhm.
But it's not mandatory. It's not mandatory to have any accounting background to join this program.
Right, right. That's good for many students, because they somebody wants to switch their career, or people want to learn something new which they haven't know, or which they were not aware of already. So it's a good opportunity that we are providing for students here at Computech, especially for newcomers, that we are helping them join any program of their choice, especially for the APAT program, right?
Mm.
So what are the topics? What are some of the topics? I know accounting, payroll, and tax is a huge concept, but can we talk about any topics, any interesting topics, like QuickBooks, or what will be the topics that students will study?
Okay, we are teaching our students mainly focused on the accounting and then, related courses. Basically, we are teaching or we are giving the Microsoft Office courses. That's very important because these days we are using the virtual classes that will help them to access their computer. And then when we come to the main course, we are giving or we are providing the fundamental accounting. We are giving payroll courses. We are teaching also tax. We are teaching QuickBooks, Sage 50, Sage 300. So these are the basic part of the program.
Hmm. Nice. You have also mentioned about practical classes, right? So what kind of practical sessions will students be put into, Tamirat?
The practical part is the application part. The QuickBooks Sage 50 and the Sage 300, it's need practical. It's a practical part. After we complete the accounting, the fundamental part of the accounting, the students switch to the QuickBooks, and then they have to practice what they learn in the theory part. So the college provide the software. That's a big chance for a student. It's very expensive softwares, but the college provide freely for the student, and then they have the chance to practice on that. And then after they graduate, when they are looking different job in the market also needs this profession or this applications. A student must have all this application experience. Actually, it's not experience. They have to have a good knowledge about all these three applications.
Right, right. So when you spoke, as you speak, I'm getting to, one question strikes to me is that some students who are watching this podcast live, or some students who are watching this on YouTube or maybe Instagram, they will also have this question. Why do somebody have to study accounting and payroll program if they already have prior experience back home? right? Some students, they are from India, they are from Eritrea, Ethiopia, or any African country, or from any region or any country for that matter, right? They already have a lot of experience and they know what accounting payroll is. So why do you think the program that we have here at Computex, students should study the APAT program that we have, and how do you think it will help build their career?
Okay, this question is really a very nice question because I faced some challenges when I came to Canada. When you come, any newcomers, when they come to Canada, every company will ask the Canadian experience. So it's very tough to get Canadian experience for the newcomers. So it's better to get the or to join computer college because computer college will give them the basic part or the very important part of the Canadian experience, what Canadian market needs. Like QuickBook is a known software here in Canada. Sage 50, Sage 300, they are known application in Canada. So once they got this chance, they will get the opportunity to join the market or to get the career.
Right. So it's always a good thing to study where you want to start your career, right?
Yes.
Because back home, things accounting, how things work with accounting may not be the same how things work here in Canada.
Yes, in general, the accounting theory is the same wherever you go, it's the same. But when you come to the application part, it's totally different.
Correct.
How come it's another application? When you go to somewhere else, also it's a different application. So the theory part, I think when computer college provide or teaching in a very short way, but it will help the student to apply that in the actual work. So that's very important for them to get this course.
Amazing, amazing. I'm happy that you shared, extensive details about all these things. So now let's talk about the duration of the program, Tamirat. How long is this APAT program gonna last? And we spoke about virtual classes too. So can you explain to students who are new and students maybe who want to join Computech College? Can you explain about the duration of the program, and also is it online or in person, or how it works?
The duration is, I think, it's from 10 to 11 months, almost it's 1 year. Mainly, we are focusing on the accounting courses, and then also we are providing or we are teaching them after they finish the main course, we have to prepare them for interview. We are teaching how to they create or they write their resume, how to they prepare their cover letter, how to they practice mock interview. All this will included in the program. So including all these courses, I think it will take around 1 year.
I think that's a good amount of time for them, to have the theory part and also the practical part, and also, as you rightly mentioned, it's not only about learning; it's about how you practice. So
Yes.
here at Computech, we are training students. With we are helping them basically to. We have a career services team, and then they are extensively
Mm.
helping students find placement opportunities and build their resume, build their portfolio, and also it's a very good opportunity for all of the students, right?
Yes.
And I think I should definitely sit with career services team and do a podcast in detail, so they can explain more in detail how they are helping students.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
That will help the student to get additional knowledge about how to they find their job in the market.
Yes, definitely. So we have covered a lot of things about, why are we going to study the APAT program, the duration, and virtual or in person. So now let's talk about the career opportunities, Tamirat. So what kind of positions or roles can students target as soon as they graduate?
I think it's very important to start with the clerical service or clerical position because they will develop from the scratch when they start from the scratch. Because when they got the high position, it's very challenging. So they have to develop through time and what they learn in the program. So they can apply for different account receivable, account payable clerk. There are a lot of positions in the market, so it's very important for them because I also worked as an account receivable clerk when I came to Canada. That was my first experience in Canada, so that will help me a lot. So it will help them also when they found with this level.
Nice. That's interesting. It's always a good idea to start from scratch or maybe from the beginning, and then you will eventually get to see your growth.
Yes,
Right, so if you go step by step, it's also an opportunity for you to learn how the organization works and
yes,
how you can equip your skills. So if you grow, it's easier for you when you gather all the skills.
yes.
Correct, yeah. So interesting that we spoke about the career opportunities. I'm sure I should, as I mentioned, like I will sit with the career services team to learn more about how we are helping the students. So this being the tax season, Tamirat, I'd like to
Mm.
discuss with you about taxes because you being an accounting, payroll, and tax instructor, I'm sure it's an interesting topic for you when you teach your students too. And as you know, here at Computech, most of our students are newcomers, right? So let's
Yes.
particularly discuss about tax filing for newcomers. So what do you think are the documentation that newcomers need to gather in order to file taxes in Canada, and how can they obtain this documentation?
Yes, this is very important topic. So especially the tax, it's a tax season. So in our program, we are also teaching students about personal tax and then other tax Canadian tax system. So the personal tax file is it's very important, especially for the newcomers. And then we will teach them how to they got their document. The documentation is very important in when they are filing their tax. So they have to gather, or they have to obtain, or they have to find their slip and then receipt from a different company or from organization. They have to collect, or they have to get that slip to before they start filing their tax.
Hmm.
And then when we say different slip, it's known that T4 it's a tax file or tax slip that's related with the employment. And then they have to find the T2202, maybe which is related with their education, uh, slip from social assistance, and maybe different receipts. If they have RRCP program, they have to get the RRCP receipts. It's a lot of document, but they have to focus on what document they have to need for filing their tax.
Good, good. I'm sure taxes is a vast topic, and then sometimes for some people it's complicated too. Like I am a newcomer. I'm still a newcomer here in Canada, so I this part I'm gonna file my first tax here in Canada, so it's really a tricky part for me. So I
Yeah.
myself I'm trying to understand how to file taxes and what are the documentation required, and I have to not be careful about all the steps, careful and conscious about all the steps so that I do not miss out anything, right?
Mm.
And it's also a good thing that in APAT program we are teaching students how to do personal taxes and other stuff as well.
Yes.
Yeah. And now let me ask you some other question related to taxes. Can you guide students about any resources that are available online or maybe any community organizations that are helping students, especially newcomers, to file their taxes?
Yes, it's here in Canada. It's common to provide free tax clinic service for the newcomers. So they have to contact their communities. So in every community, there are a lot of volunteers who provide the free tax clinic service for the, especially for those newcomers. So it's better for them instead of starting filing by themselves. It's better to, for especially for the beginners, it's to be important to go and then get this service from the community.
Oh, that's interesting. That's the new information that I learned from you today. That the community organizations are providing free tax services, especially for newcomers.
Yes.
That's a additional information that I learned. So I will go and explore.
Yes, it's common here in most area. The most community center they provide this service, especially for those newcomers. And then it's also possible to file online, but it need a lot of understanding. They have to know the system, they have to know the rules and then the regulation about tax before they start filing for themselves. It's better to contact the community center.
Yes, definitely, definitely, and thank you so much for that information, Tamirat. How do you think newcomers use this, tax filing as an opportunity to better understand the Canadian financial system? And what advice do you have for those who want to improve their financial literacy?
My advice for newcomers is that they have to join to computer college. My first advice is that because it's not easy to file a tax. It need knowledge. It need information. So computer college provide all this for newcomers. And then it's not only for filing their tax. If they have a plan to work as a tax accountant, they have the chance to do that or to open their private or to be self-employed. So I am advising the newcomers to join computer college to get opportunity in the career market as well as to file their taxes.
That's a great message that you have given to all the students out there and to all the listeners who are watching this podcast. And we have covered a lot of interesting topics, especially with accounting, payroll, and tax. And about we have got to know about your own story as an immigrant from Eritrea as well. So thank you so much for joining us today, Tamirat. We really appreciate your time, and maybe we should sit some other time and discuss some other topics in detail. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Ash. Thank you for giving this chance to me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for patiently listening to this podcast. So, if you like this podcast, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And so, this way, you show us your support, which will motivate us to do more videos. Thank you so much for joining, and see you all next time with some other interesting episode. Thank you.